Welcome everyone to the Halls of Injustice number 11. And today we are going to be discussing Jessica Yaniv. This one's going to be precious. I'm sure you've all seen the videos. You've all seen the attacks. You've all seen the stream with Blair White with the taser doodah. And heard many of the stories. As many will remember, I'm going to give the Cliff's Notes now. Jessica Yaniv became quite well known for going into certain parlours to have Jessica's genitals waxed. It turns out the waxing specialists don't do scrotums. So Jessica got triggered and sued a number of companies, one or two of which went under. I believe one actually beat her, to the point where Jessica had to pay some fees. Yes. Jessica has been outed as having a rather sordid taste and outlook and interest in younger people, which has gotten Jessica into a lot of trouble with a lot of people. I'm going to link Blair White's videos in that particular ballpark. My view is it has to go through a court. It really needs to go through a court. And I don't want to in any way skip over all of that. But for some odd reason, the police seem reluctant to deal with Jessica Yaniv or properly investigate Jessica Yaniv, which I find to be an incredibly discourteous thing to the people, because the behaviour of Jessica Yaniv is so bad, so volatile, that the police should surely be reacting to this fake disabled person. Honestly, truthfully, this is actually quite a bad person in my mind, and there is only one place for you, Jessica. Ding in there. I will remove the other bed at some point, but I'm trying to find somebody really big to put in there with Jessica to make things really uncomfortable. So what has Jessica done more recently that has gotten my attention? Well, this is quite precious. Jessica Yaniv pled guilty to a weapons charge, and there is a sentence for it. But we'll get to that in a moment. So in Surrey, British Columbia, March 17th, 2020, the, and let's air quote this, transgender activist Jessica Yaniv pled guilty to one charge of possessing a prohibited weapon. Before the sentencing though, Judge J. Solomon has ordered a pre-sentencing report that will include a psychological report. With this guilty plea, something has finally happened that has yet to happen that actually astonishes me considering the taste in younger ladies. Girls, no less. Jessica Yaniv now has a criminal record. Oh good. You're starting to belong in there, Jessica. Langley RCMP charged Jessica in December for 2 counts of possessing an illegal weapon in connection with an August the 5th incident in which Jessica Yaniv was seen brandishing and appearing to fire off a taser during and it is heated, quite heated debate with Blair White. If that is in fact still on Blair's channel, it's linked in full down below. Hopefully if I found it, future Meg can of course edit this in. I'll play a clip of it right now.
Again,
Blair,
you know what?
I don't need to be scared of my own house that I'm gonna get fucking attacked, which is illegal in Canada. Just saying, but.
Do you think that was like cute? Was that a moment for you?
No, that wasn't a moment for me. But what I'm going to say here is it's real. The hate is real and the violence is real. You cannot tell me, Blair.
I'm reminding you. Take your injection.
Ooh, aren't you an edgy girl? In response to numerous complaints, the police arrested Jessica and detained her overnight. They then searched the residence and found 2 stun guns, pepper spray and bear spray. At this same time, Yaniv is also being civilly sued by reporters Kian Bext and David Menzies of Rebel News for assaulting both men on separate occasions, videos of which are on the Rebel News channel. Now, both those videos are quite interesting because they do involve just reporters asking questions and Jessica and I believe Jessica's mother getting incredibly aggressive. On top of that, Amy Eileen Ham, a reporter for Post Millennial, is also suing Yaniv for defamation after Yaniv claimed Ham sexually assaulted Yaniv. And despite all of this, Yaniv is still continuing to go on what many consider to be the offensive, now targeting Carrie Simpson of Culture Guard, which is a parents' rights group fighting the sexual orientation and gender identity program in schools. Not going to dive into that, but I'll save it for another day. It's just an interesting mentality that even after you are guilty, you are still attacking anything with a pulse that you just disagree with cause. It's also worth noting that at present, Yaniv is also still trying to seek 35 grand in damages from a Christian activist, because the activist, the Christian one, referred to Yaniv as a biological male and a transvestite deviant looking to prey on vulnerable biological women. And Jessica, being obviously the face and voice of Vancouver, has banned Ricky Gervais from performing there this summer, although I would say at this point, I don't think it's you that's stopping Ricky from going there. I think it might be the Heineken virus. So, what is the potential sentence for this stupidity? What could happen to Jessica Yaniv if the psychological report just comes back a bit meh? So what's on the table? Well, up to 6 months in prison and or a fine of up to 5 grand. Now, I'm sure we can all sit here and debate all day what we want the sentence to be. I personally, with the aggro being caused to so many people, and with Jessica having lost a number of things recently and had to pay out for it, I would very much like to see Jessica Yaniv get both. Seriously. Now, where do you send Jessica, though? Now, that's an interesting one, because Jessica has a track record of going for vulnerable women. So can you send Jessica Yaniv to a female prison? Or do you send Jessica Yaniv to a men's prison? I have a far simpler solution. You see, here within the halls of injustice, in brackets, we don't discriminate based on gender, because an ISOcube is for one person. I know the picture on the screen there has 2 cots, don't worry. The other one is to sit on, not to lay on. It's only for one person, and I've got you. I've got you, fam. We have men and women in our ISOcubes, and honestly, they don't talk to each other, because they can't. The walls are soundproofed. There are no kites. There are no deals. This is Black Dolphin, essentially. And for those who don't know what Black Dolphin is, ooh lad, look it up. It is quite luxurious. By comparison to my ISOcube, your exercise, by the way, for the day, is picking the sweet corn I dropped on the floor up. You're welcome. Please do with this particular sentence, potential sentence that is, let me know where you think Jessica should go. How long do you think the sentence should be? Because it was a really stupid, edgy girl thing to do. Ooh, look at me, I'm tough, I can protect myself, zap zap. Okay, I've got a lawgiver. Mine doesn't go zap zap. Mine goes pew pew, which one could argue is a far manlier sound than anything you could produce while you're getting triggered to high heaven on the phone to the police, trying to get them to come out to deal with people who are trying to hold you to account for your actions. Tough one, right? As a final thing, I have a new video on Moisky Live, and I'm going to play some Plague Inc. on Twitch later tonight, along with a political recap stream, all linked in the description down below. If I don't see you on Moisky Live or Twitch later tonight, I hope you'll have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, where I shall mostly be working on the next Content Constable. Oh yeah. And thank you all for listening.